The destruction here is around the clock. You shred papers, you shred deals. All the money's been made at this point. All the takeout happened a couple years ago. Now you're just sort of looking at the remains of a very profitable time, which will be followed by another very profitable time because the same people will still be involved in structuring the same types of things under the same types of laws. And there's just a continued churning. Just like you destroy paper, you destroy what's in the old deals and you put more stuff in the new ones. It's just this endless recycling. And it makes some people a lot of money and it screws over a lot of other people.
Other People's Money is Prins' insider book on the subject. She helped create the investment vehicles used to package subprime loans. She now sees it as a criminal enterprise.
The biggest crime in all of this is the thing that's the least able to be understood and examined by the FBI, by the Department of Justice, by anyone in Washington. The tiny, tiny lowest layer of the crisis that started with subprime defaulting at the homeowner-borrower level. The money wasn't made there. The money was made because several layers up a pyramid, Wall Street investment firms and commercial bank investment groups decided to repackage those mortgages, create layers of them that they then resold to investors.
Here's what happens. There are 3 defaults on mortgages. The bank that holds those sells those at 10 cents on the dollar to a second bank. That bank puts those together with 3 other defaults and 3 other defaults and makes a second package and sells it to a third bank. The third bank sells 6 of these things from mortgages and bundles them and sells them to some investor who has no idea what he has.
They borrowed against those layers, which is the real crime. They would take a little piece of a layer of a security underneath which somewhere there was a bunch of home buyers, and they would take it and they would borrow 30 times the amount of money that it represented.
5 big investment banks dominated Wall Street. It is they who took the subprime loans purchased from banks and packaged them as bundled investments to be sold worldwide.
Someone can talk about a poor homeowner who maybe didn't deserve a $120,000 home, but on the other hand, there was someone on Wall Street making a $12 million bonus because of that deal. So we need to be sure that we allocate accountability properly.
There were reports that there was what was called suction from Wall Street. In other words, Wall Street investment houses, as they began to make billions on these securitized loans and CDOs and derivatives, were pressuring the mortgage people at the local level, give us more, give us more, give us more.
Well, the reason why Wall Street was putting the pressure or the sucking sound that you referred to on the loan originators is because the profits that they were generating, when this whole concept first opened up and people realized the money that was to be made on the back end, trading the paper, they were essentially creating liquid cash from nothing.
We're talking trillions of dollars. There's $14 trillion worth of asset backs with subprime and other types of mortgages and CDOs created between 2003 and 2007. $14 trillion were created. On that, investment houses and hedge funds and private equity funds could leverage 30, 40 times. Banks could leverage 15 to 20 times. On average, they could only leverage 13 times, but on certain securities...
But that's more than the value of the whole country, of the whole gross domestic product.
If you, on average, and this is a very conservative estimate, assume that the average leverage for the $14 trillion worth of asset backs and CDOs was 10 times, which to me is a conservative estimate. That's $140 trillion worth of nothing. If you lose the 14 trillion, the other 140 minus the 14 trillion doesn't exist. You have nothing, you have no collateral left to pay to the people that you borrowed money from, and it all falls down.